Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Basic Pokes, the show
Whoa,
where everyone.
hey.
Well,
Listen here. We got to just tell them why we've been on hiatus, bro.
we'll get into
You just
it.
started, you just started in. Yeah, welcome back, Basic Blokes. It's been a while.
No. It's not what you
It
do.
has been a while, dude. It's been a while. How are you, man? Missed you.
I'm good. No, I'm going to tell you my strategy. We just gaslight everyone into telling them that we haven't been gone. They just haven't been watching, and we were here the whole
Oh,
time.
okay. We were here the whole time, gaslighting
Yes.
you. Okay. All right.
Yeah. No, you don't tell someone you're gaslighting them. You just tell them
Oh,
that you're.
I'm naive. I'm naive. I don't know how to gaslight. The only thing
I'm not
I'm
sure
gaslight.
if you're naive or just really good at gaslighting right now.
I'm extremely good at gaslighting. Can't you tell?
Gas Lord.
Gaslighting Lord. I'm going to change that from PS2 to Gaslighting Lord Master.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get these questions going. This is what people want to hear. What has Dom and PS2 got in the cards for all the gaming community or whatever community we want to talk to this today?
I had this amazing elaborate intro, and now it's just gone
I
down the
fucked it up,
pisser.
haven't I?
You really
Well,
fucked it
you
up.
want. Well,
You
we'll go for it.
sodomized my
You want?
fucking
I sodomized
intro.
you. Oh, well, look, I'm sure you wouldn't mind, but
Okay, all right. Anyways, crack off. So in gaming news, they have Stop Kill Games basically did a survey, and it's come out that 70% of games with online requirements are doomed. So, why do you think so many online games right now are getting shut down?
because there's too much investment into it. There's too much time. There's not. Well, if you think about all the games that are coming out, right? There's like a learning curve to them. There's not. It's no casual pick up and play. Less Call of Duty, for the casual. Even that now is like so fucking competitive. These games are so competitive. There's no fun to them. There's no fun value. If you want to, because like if you let's just say you're playing Fortnite and you drop off Fortnite for a week or two, or a couple of weeks, or Call of Duty, normal standard shooters, right?
Mm.
And you got friends who are, say, maybe aren't currently working and they sit there for 15 hours and got all the good shit, and you come home from a hard day's labor of work and you haven't got that gold gun because, unless you got to buy it and then you got to spend money on it. Like, people are just sick and tired of putting so much money and effort into things. They got to sit there. There's just too much to choose from. And 9 times out of 10, it's just like, oh my God, I've got another thing I've got to buy, another thing I've got to spend hours on to unlock, It's becoming too competitive. And then there's other people who already got that shit because they're putting so many hours into it. So I think a lot of people are just kind of pissed off it. I'm a casual gamer. I don't play Call of Duty every day, or I hardly play Fortnite. But when I do get into those games, I have to invest a lot of time and effort to unlock those skins, unlock those guns, unlock this and unlock that, and do the events, and that takes up a lot of time. And I just think people are now micromanaging their time better, and they want to see if these games are worth their time. Are they going to get something really rewarding? And I think the most part is when these companies come out with these games, they're just thinking of the dollar signs of what they're going to earn out of these games. Hey, we got these fucking cool skins. People are going to lap it up, and then they don't buy into the gimmick. And look at all these arena shooters that just shut down because people just weren't buying into it.
But why are they shutting down? Is it because they're rubbish? Like that doesn't. I don't think it's because people.
I think there's some that are rubbish. Some, like that one that Shroud was kind of promoting, and a gimmick of being like three people. Like it's just. But no, that people want more bang for their buck. Like, people want not just something that's got one gimmick to it. Like, they want, like, you look at like single player games that are coming out right now. Like, I'm playing Doom. I'm really enjoying Doom, but people are asking, is it open world? Is it a 40-hour campaign? Like, they really, because the games are costing a lot of money, and people really want to make sure that they're getting their money's worth, and they're being more. I feel that some people are being really particular on what they spend the money on, and I think that's why I think a lot of games now should just go free to play. Like, especially shooters. Like, if you've got a one note thing, oh yeah, we're a shooter. What's the difference? Oh, we do this. All right, and I got to buy it. That's why that fucking Concord shit itself. It wasn't even free to play. You had to buy that fucking game to play it. No one wants to buy an arena shooter. People want free to play shit, and then if it's worth their time, they'll play it. Sorry, man. It's all this pepped up energy. I've been building it up.
Jesus
It's been a
Christ,
while.
you need to take an antacid or something.
It's been a while. People miss this shit where we get rant.
I think you just wanted to talk about Call of Duty, regardless of what fucking question I was going to ask you. Oh, what's your favourite slice of cake? Oh, Call of Duty's rubbish, and
Call
I can't
of Duty
stand
is
it.
the biggest.
And it's killing cake.
I actually like Call of Duty. It's just I just don't want to be stuck there every day playing the fucking shit.
Yeah, but loads of games aren't. There are a lot of games out there right now, like Towerborn, for example, that isn't like an FPS, is free to play in bits and pieces, right? But they're still not succeeding. So, like, what is?
They're not succeeding but Tarkov is not succeeding because of all the shit that they're doing to their community.
No, not Tarkov. Towerborn.
I never even heard of Towerborn. What the fuck is that shit? That explains why it's not succeeding. But you just answered your own question. Never even fucking heard of it.
I have my own. Obviously, I have my own thoughts and bits and pieces, but I don't really get to play many video games at the moment. But you do. But there's got to be a reason.
Not really.
There's got to be a reason. Them up.
There's got to be a reason I'm not picking up multiplayer games.
Well, no, not anything. Online only games. They don't have to be multiplayer. They can be single player and stuff. But like,
there's one I did like. Why are you avoiding them? One I did like was Fragpunk. I actually liked that. I thought that was actually good.
It though.
Yeah, but no one else liked it. Because there's just too many of those arena shooters coming out. That's the problem. Like, there's just too many coming out. And then when it did come out, it only came out on PC because they dropped the ball for console release. And then people saying, well, but it's actually not bad. It's I don't know. There's something about it. I like the gunplay and I like the maps. I like it. It's pretty straightforward. But when I played that one that Shroud made, was associated with, that was utter garbage. It was just slow, really slow movement. Couldn't really get into it. But I think the problem is I don't want to go spending money on something that I know that I'm not going to be stuck there 24/7 playing at the same time. I don't want to be stuck playing the same game all the time and the feeling that I have to invest my time and my money on it to get rewarded. I think a lot of games nowadays are just not doing that. I think that's a lot of do this, do that. If you spend this and if you do this, so many wins. Like I said, I've kind of dropped off the whole multiplayer scene lately. I'm more about single player games lately. So, but obviously, there's so many coming out. There's a dozen games coming out, and people are just being very bit more particular on what they're spending their time and money on.
I mean, it's an interesting dilemma, right? You say I don't want to invest all my time into a game, but at the same time, on the flip side of that is that if you then come back, the person who has invested their time is going to be potentially the better person and make your experience less enjoyable. So what's the solution to that? Like, do you want them to give you wall hacks and aim bots and make it really easy for you when you come back? Or what's the dilemma?
I think the dilemma is like nowadays. If you look at multiplayer games, it's the fun factor is gone. It's more about competitive online gaming. It's about the competitive edge. And that's not just with multiplayer; it's with even single player games. Like, no one wants to play normal. If you say, if I tell people I'm playing on normal, they'll say, "Why aren't you playing on Nightmare mode? Or why aren't you doing it on the extreme difficulty?" Because I would like to enjoy the experience. Yes, I want some sort of difficulty in the game, but not where I grab my controller and throw it 150 miles an hour against the fucking wall because I had enough of dying 50 times because I'm stuck on a level. That would do my fucking head in. I have gone past that competitive edge, but I know there's a lot of people who like a competitive edge to a lot of games and stuff like that.
I don't like a competitive. I don't want to join a competitive scene, but I do like going into a game that has a technical element to it, something that I can get better at, etc. And it's same with martial arts, right? I do wrestling. I go there every week because I want to get better at it. Like, I like a technical skill. Are there better people than me? Absolutely. Yeah. Will there always be better people than me? Absolutely. But I still go in and I still enjoy it and I still try. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
But there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I mean, of course you can have like that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to go on there, obviously, to learn the skill base of the game. And I understand that there's always got to be some sort of skill set to those games. I understand that. But what I also want to know is like I could still go in there and still have the same amount of fun without being another sweaty nerd who's been spending 15 hours on there. Like if there's casual lobbies, great, but there isn't. There's 9 times out of 10 you're going to get owned by other
But
people who are just
I,
excelling at the game.
but what is interesting. This problem has been in the gaming scene
Oh yeah,
for
for
as long
ages. Yeah,
for
I know,
ages.
but
It's what
but it's more
caused.
it's more prevalent now when you
With,
have more people playing so many multiplayer games, and also with streaming and esports is becoming more obviously more and more popular. So people want to become more competitive, want to play better, want to learn the mechanics of a game, the ins and outs of it all.
I mean, where's my charger? Oh God, my phone. Oh, one second. My laptop's about to die. Um. Anyway, so this problem has been around for forever, right? This is what
Yeah, yeah,
I but genuinely believe killed the arena shooter genre because
yeah,
it's a game with a pretty much endless skill cap, and the better you get at it, the more you dominate your opponent. So if you're
yeah,
really
yeah,
no mates and just decide to have a go for your first time, you're going to get absolutely stomped on, right? But as
yeah.
someone who, say, let's take Unreal for example. I play Unreal on, or did on a regular basis. I really, really enjoy it. Um, and as a result, I got quite good at it. And I go in
Mm,
and I enjoy, dominating the arena, right? That's the whole point
yeah.
of the game. Now, you take games like Call of Duty, for example, when they start introducing mechanics that even the playing field for someone who has invested no time versus me who's invested a
Mm,
lot of time, I find that incredibly frustrating because
mm,
it just negates completely like me spending all of that time, like, and you've got things
mm.
like mechanics like aim assist, you've got like, even now you've got aim assist on mouse and bits and pieces like that, and I don't know where the balance is. I don't think we're at a stage where it's completely ridiculous. I think it needs to be addressed, but
Oh yeah, yeah,
what do
definitely.
you do?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if there's people who are up and go, pick up and play players, more people who have got a less skill base, then you need to get them into lobbies.
I get, but I don't think that's a surefire situation because people gamify that. People will create Smurf accounts and bits and
Oh
pieces
yeah,
like that.
yeah, I know that's happening now, but like I said, I mean, I think it's just up to the people themselves what they want to do. Like, I mean, there's no real solution to the problem. If you think about it, like we can talk to this till we're blue in the face. You're going to have people who want to enjoy an experience and be casual, and then you're going to have that people who want to be competitive and feel rewarded for all the hard work. I get that. I get that. Honestly, I do. But there's no proper balance at all if you think
Okay,
about it.
well, going back to our original point, which is talking about online only games, then
Mm-hmm.
the question is, should players have the right to keep playing a game they've played for, even if servers go offline?
It depends on the licensing, doesn't it? Now, like, well,
Well,
if
not
you, well, it like if
less about licensing. I like, should they or shouldn't they? Like,
I think they should, but if they're investing money into it, and there's still a player base out there, if people are willing to play the game, if there's still people playing it, why not? I mean, look at the lobbies for old games that have died off, and then they gave it to the communities, and the communities are still making games out of them, still playing them. Like Left 4 Dead 2. I mean, look how old that game is, and people are still adding stuff to it and playing it and all that sort of stuff. Even the old Battlefields, like Battlefield 1942, people still mod that and still play it. So why not? If there's still an audience for it and there's still people willing to play it, and not only that, it's like losing gaming history too. Like if there's no one around to play it or reminisce about it, then it's all of it's gone. and it's now more prevalent nowadays. Like, I mean, look at how many games have shut down in the last few years, and there's no record of them anymore. There's no record of them anymore because they're built on these servers and they just wipe them out. There's no actual physical copies of them because it was all digital bullshit. It's all gone.
Okay, well, going up, do you think game companies actually care about game preservation?
I don't really think so. I don't think so because if they did, they would be doing a little bit more for it. But that is on us too. Like we want something.
So
we want something. You go. No, you go. You tell me what you want. You go.
Okay, so all right. Well, going on from that, then, like, what do you think should happen to a game when it gets delisted or shut down?
Well, I'm not too sure. It depends. If there was a fan service there, if people actually enjoyed playing it, if there was actually viable to keep it going and running, let the community decide.
Let the community decide. I mean, it's an interesting topic. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I think games complexity has got so advanced now. I think that there are just some. There's no opportunity for really to do an offline mode in some games, but I think in the single player market where it's not necessary, I think it is a bit ridiculous. Like recently I went away and I had no access to no internet, and it suddenly made me realize how little I can do, how like tightly coupled I am to having an online connection so that I can play the games that I, both love and enjoy. But okay, all right.
That's so true because, like, you remember back in the day, you'd be riding with your parents in the car and stuff, and you'd get out the Game Boy, no internet required. You put your card in, whatever, and you'd play that. Right? There was nothing there. You had the physical thing there. There was no Wi-Fi updates or any bullshit. It was just physically there. But now we're so reliant on the internet and digital this and digital that. And it's all good and fair. It's easy access, but once the internet's down, you're fucked.
Yeah. Okay. So let's theory craft on this then. Let's say you buy a game today and you know it's going to get shut down in 2 years and you won't be able to play it. Would you still buy it?
It depends how much it is, and how much am I willing to play it. If it's something I've been really keen for and I really want to get my money's worth out of it, I would. But if it's something like, I heard good things, but I don't know, I probably wouldn't. But it's just something I'd really... Like I said before, people are becoming more and more pickier about what they're playing and what they're picking up and what they're purchasing. But then again, there's another flip side to that. I mean, people are pre-ordering the Switch right now like they're fucking losing their marbles. But that's the Nintendo community. Fucking crazy people.
Are there any games that have been shut down that you used to play and you wish you could back?
Yeah, there's been a couple. There was one called Crows. It wasn't great, but I felt like if they kept working at it and doing something with it, it could have been potentially a good shooter, but they shut it down because there was just too many bugs, too many issues, too many hackers. And there was another one, I just can't remember what the name was, but it was like a co-op game that was on Steam. And not only that, like there's games that I used to play multiplayer on that you can't find players on anymore, that are just really hard to find games on, and just to reminisce about those games. That's the sad part. But where you'd be back on the 360 and playing an obscure multiplayer mode on some single player game, and then have fun with like Red Dead Redemption. Like, I used to love playing Red Dead Redemption, but like it's really hard to get games on now, and when you do, it's usually hackers. So, but yeah, it's hard. But like you said, like with the single player games, it's okay. But the other stuff, it's just
Okay. All right. Anyway, that will conclude this week's episode of Basic Blokes. It's good to be back. Didn't quite go the direction I thought it would, but anyway, it's good to hear Eric's resonating ranty voice in my ears once again. So
you missed it.
Yeah, we'll be back with more soon. Take care, everyone. Ta-ta for now. Bye.
Bye.